operate these businesses pervert the process and commit outright fraud and forgery, and in doing so, swindle their clients out of tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, these bad actors must be held accountable.
An act of election fraud potentially cost 5 Republican candidates their chance to become Michigan's next governor. Now they could see the people responsible brought to justice. Good evening, I'm Ann Emmerich.
And I'm David Andrews. Today, Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel announcing felony charges against 3 people accused of collecting false signatures for candidates running for governor last year. News
10's Riley Connell heard from the Attorney General earlier today and a victim of the alleged fraud. She's live in studio to tell us more.
Ann and David, 9 candidates in both gubernatorial and judicial races were forced to withdraw because of these alleged acts of fraud. The people accused of conducting a criminal enterprise each face a possible 20 years in prison.
It takes 15,000 signatures to qualify for state office. Republican candidates running for governor in 2022 thought they'd met their mark, but would soon find out many of those signatures were fraudulent. The people accused of collecting these false signatures are now facing felony charges.
The evidence very clearly demonstrates that defendants Wilmoth, Gooden, and Reed were all aware of and directly responsible for the forged work product provided to the campaigns, which they knew would ultimately be filed with the Michigan Department of State and the Bureau of Elections.
Sean Wilmoth, Jamie Wilmoth Gooden, and Willie Reed could spend up to 20 years behind bars. Wilmoth and Wilmoth Gooden were arrested Wednesday, but Willie Reed is believed to have left the state, according to the Attorney General's office.
And I will say this, it will likely affect the conditions of his bond if he does not turn himself in. I assume with all the publicity on this, he knows at this point that he's a wanted man.
The false signatures forced 5 Republican candidates to drop out of the race, including former Detroit Police Chief James Craig, Michigan business owner Perry Johnson, and Michigan State Police Captain Michael Brown.
Now, there was a lot of personal fallout when you put 10 months of energy into a campaign and it disappears in 30 seconds when you hired a business to do legitimate work for your campaign along with volunteers. And so that was gut-wrenching.
Some lawmakers I spoke with today told me that election signature fraud has flown under the radar for years, but they're taking action to prevent it in the future.